is going on, guys? How are you doing today? Looks like it's not showing here. 1 second. I hope you are all doing well. Let me check everything. Looks like everything's good. It doesn't show me on there right now, so let me fix that. 1 second, guys. I apologize. Whoops. Oopsies. I hit the wrong button. Okay. I'm gonna leave that. Boom. There I am. How's everybody doing today? Hope you're doing well. So let me make sure YouTube's up and running good live. 'Cause I only see it on my thing here. And it looks like I am live. Right on, right on. So I thought I'd come on and do a quick little short video, live video with you guys. Shout out to Rye. You know, you did point out to the lights kind of blocking the footprint and everything. And you know what? You're right. So I'm going to go without the light. Because you see, for example, here, hold on. You'll see the light here in a minute here, guys. There's a little delay on the video, I can tell. Um, let's see here. 1 second. Looks like everything looks good. Yeah, you kind of see how it just kind of makes everything look like it's not being seen as well, you know? So I'm going to go without the light. All right, guys, so I'm going to get right into it. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to Mountain Man Explore the Truth. And if you are listening to on audio and you prefer audio, check it out on Spotify and other platforms, guys. It'd be awesome that you would hit the follow button. Be sure to on YouTube though. Be sure to hit subscribe and thumbs up and comment on the videos, guys. It really helps the show get up in the charts so I can get more great guests on the show for you. So I wanted to get a little bit into. Well, you know what? I guess I can do a little shout on how to locate me, huh? You can look for me on Facebook. Look for Blake Botel if you'd like to come on the show. And if you want to come on the show, look at my group pages in there. You can look on Mountain Man Explorer Truth group page, and you can find a calendar and select it and select a day that you'd like to come on the show. And I'll set it up and bring you on. Like today, I got 2 guests coming on the show. I'm going to be doing one at 2, and I'm going to be doing one later in the evening. So that's awesome. I'll get 2 shows down in one day. You know, it's a lot of work, but I love to do it. I try to want to do guesses on one day per shows, or one on a day, so I got some time to do things. But I need to get some episodes down, so I got it set up where people can schedule on the same day but different time frame as well. So that works just fine. Take a sip of that coffee. So I'm looking forward to it. I got some great guests coming on the show. I did one with Tom Seawood too. We did a show already, but my whole program it crashed. So I don't know what happened. It's gone, but that's okay. He's gonna come back on. We're gonna do another show. That's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to bring him back on to do a show. So we got that set up later on. I apologize to Tom Seawood about that. It's embarrassing on my side, my equipment failure. So I apologize for that. So for now on, I'm going to double check, and what I'm going to do is email it right away to my files, and that way I don't lose it. So that's unfortunate when that stuff happens. It happens, you know. I had it happen before in the past. But let's get right into it, guys. So if you'd like to come on the show, email me at mountainmanett@gmail.com, or you can message me on Facebook. Look for Blake Botel. If you'd like to come on, I'd love to bring you on. Be sure to share the show. Share the show. Really helps me a lot to get more numbers up. Look, I'm almost at 200 subscribers. I know that ain't a lot, but I need to work on that. I like to get to 1,000, guys. So with your help, with your support, please share the show. Tell people to check it out. All they gotta do is subscribe, and I hope they enjoy the show. If they're believers like me, I think they would. I'm more laid back. I'm more being myself. I'm not trying to be an expert at it. I'm just trying to be me and do my show the way I want to do it. And I appreciate people's opinions and advice for the show, which helps a lot. I had some pointers from friends of mine, and I like them. I like getting that and fixing certain things for my show, and but I'm still gonna keep it real, being me and letting the guests tell their experience and all that. So I was on Rye's show a little while ago, and you'll see it on here, one of the lives. He let me share it on here. Um, it was fun. It was fun. So, and we were getting into a lot of, a lot of my experience, which was awesome to do. Sorry, guys, somebody messaged me just now. Hold on a second. I apologize. It's a live show. Something's gonna happen. Anything can happen. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. It's another guest here. Okay, cool. Okay, it's my other guest, so that's cool. All right. Okay, cool. Just message him back and let him know it's on. So that's awesome. So anyhow, guys, I'd like to give a shout out to Rye. If you haven't watched a live video yet, go into live selections. You'll find it, and you'll see it right there. Um, it's What's in the Woods. It was pretty fun catching up with Rye. I'm gonna try to have him come on my show too, do a live show sometime with him when he has free time. He's a pretty busy guy right now, so I'm gonna wait a little while. I'll have to reach out to him and figure out what days are available for him. Is to, hey Rye, if you're watching this, before I even ask you, be sure to let me know what days you're available for a live show, and we'll do it. Um, and with his help, I think it's awesome because he gave me some good pointers, and he's trying to help me get my subscribers up on YouTube too. So, but it's what I don't understand is you share it in these following groups, you have, and like you got like 700 followers in your group page, or you got like a bunch of people in your friend list, and it's like it only takes 1 second, guys, to hit that subscribe button. You don't have to watch it, but you can help me get up there so other people can watch it, and then it just grows on its own. So that's all I ask, guys. Is just share the show, and if it takes just hitting subscribe, that helps share it. So I really appreciate that support. Um, so once again, shout out to Rye, and you want to go check him out. You can find him on YouTube. You can find him on Facebook. You can find him on all audio platforms too. His show is a pretty good format show. I think you might enjoy that as well, guys. It's Codega Codex of Curiosity. So I know it's a long name, right? Just like mine. Codega Codex of Curiosity. Be sure to reach out to him, and let me see if he's got. I'm gonna look on his page to see if he's got a link here. You know what? The best way to reach out to Rye is just look for Rye on Facebook. Rye Voss. So Rye is his name, Rye, and his last name is Voss. Reach out to him if you want to come on his show. Really cool guy. So, um, I'd like to give a shout out to other podcasters too, but they've been like gone. Like Matt, he hasn't been around for a while. Planet 412. I hope he's doing all right and doing well. If you see this video, Matt, I hope you're doing well. And it's unfortunate I haven't seen him on lately. I'd like to catch up with him too and bring him on the show. But anyways, guys, we're gonna get a little bit into. I'm not gonna go for long on this. It's just gonna kind of be a short live. We're just gonna get a little bit into podcasters and YouTubers out there, the way their shows are. I'm not. It's not about bashing. It's about drama. A little bit of drama. A little bit of wrong direction, in my opinion, when it comes to the Bigfoot world podcaster YouTubers. And I'm not talking researchers or anything like that. I'm just talking about certain podcasters, YouTubers going about it wrong. Um, a lot of them are in, yeah, you all want to make a living off it, right? Because you're going to do what you love. I love doing it. It's a hobby of mine. I'm interested in Bigfoot, and I believe in it, and I believe in UFOs. I believe that Dogman's real. I believe a lot of weird, strange things is actually happening. Um, a bit of a conspiracy guy as well. So, I'm a little bit of everything. But if I can make money on something I love doing, I think that's fine. You know, if you're selling your own merch, you're making money off YouTube, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. That's actually putting money into the show and more episodes out for you. Think about it. All the big time podcasters and YouTubers are doing really well because they're getting money flowing to help their love and passion keep going. But we got to worry about the ones who are all about just that. You got to be you got to love it. You got to be interested in not just doing it because you just want to make a living off it. You got to be both. I think you got to be able to enjoy it and believe and go after, do some research yourself, you know, believe in a lot other things too. Keep your mind open, and it's a touchy subject because Some people are gonna think, hey man, I'm making money and I'm doing the show. What's wrong with that? I making a living off it. But you got to ask yourself, do you love doing it? Or are you just doing it because you love the money? Or do you love doing it too because you're interested in finding more footprints? You know, it's behind me somewhere, right there. And looking for more evidence on Bigfoot and Dogman and other things out there. Myself, I want to get more time to do that myself and have more experience because I had a lot of experience myself. And that's the reason why I get into it. Because I feel like a lot of people who get into this are the ones who had experience that become podcasters and YouTubers. And you'll find a lot of podcasters and YouTubers that never had experience. Sometimes some of them make up their own experience, which is unfortunate. There's red flags when it comes to that, guys. If you think about it, a lot of podcasters that are making it out there, doing really well, they're very likable, and YouTubers, they're very likable because they're legitimate, you know, because they're being honest and telling the truth, and they're not sure what they experience sometimes. There's particular ones out there that make up their own experience so they can get notice, which I think they're going wrong about it. The experiences I had, you can hear me in my videos and on Rise Show when I talk about it. I'm unsure what happened. I'm unsure what it was. I'm unsure what I was experiencing. I know they're out there. I know there's UFOs. The UFO dream I had, was I abducted? I don't know. I'm unsure. Whatever it was very realistic and felt real. It freaked me the heck out, and I yelled out for Jesus, and it went away. And these shadow people I was seeing during my days of alcoholism, I was drinking beer all the time, going through depression. I kept seeing these dark shadow figures, and I didn't know what to make of it, guys. I kept going, what am I seeing? What am I seeing? Am I hallucinating or something? And I'm still unsure what the heck that was about. It hasn't happened again. Um, and the UFOs, I see UFOs stuff flying around the sky all the time. So I definitely think some of it is us, and I think some of it's other things. I'm not sure. And on what else? Oh yeah, the Bigfoot sighting. I can't say it was Bigfoot, but I could say it was awful big and brown. Maybe a little bit of black in it, and it was bigger than a man. So was it a Bigfoot? Some people are saying, yeah, it was a Bigfoot. I don't know. It could have been a Dogman. you know, could have been anything, but it was big. You know, I'm gonna lean towards it was probably a Bigfoot. If it was, that was probably one. Definitely my first sighting and hearing things out there. But I can't confirm it because I didn't get close enough eyes on it. It was a distance away. It's across the canyon. So as you can see, I'm being legitimate. I'm unsure. I'm unsure with all these experiences. I have had paranormal experiences when I was a kid. Like I said, go back to Rise show. Go check if you want to check it out on Rise, you can, but it's on here too. Um, it's it's me talking about my paranormal experience I had in the basement and other times, and a lot of them come back to my mind of all these little weird experiences I've had. So it's interesting. So the point is, guys, it seems like the legitimate podcasters and YouTubers out there had some kind of weird experience. And those are the ones I feel like are more legitimate to listen to because they're listening to like-minded people to come on the show and bring their experience forward. And I think that's what's important too is to reach out to more people to bring them on the show, especially fresh ones that haven't been out to tell their truth. So we need to build more podcast shows. We need to build more YouTube channels to give those people a chance to tell their stories because some of them don't want to be on those big time podcasters. Some of them don't want to be on particular podcast show because they don't like the way it feels for them. It's not comfortable for them. It's not like they hate it or anything like that. It's just who's the host. I think that's what's important, the host. So I think the important of a host making the guests feel comfortable to come on and tell their experience. Because I have people hesitate about coming on my show, and then when they do, they had the best time of their life talking about their experience, and it's been good. So I don't know. I guess I've been told, I'm not trying to be all about me, but I'm going to tell you right now that so far I've had nothing but positive feedback from people when they come on my show. And I think that's awesome. And I wasn't expecting that, because I want them to feel comfortable and I want to be likable and I'm being me. And I like letting the guests speak. And sometimes I'm tired when I'm listening to them, but I'm listening to them. And sometimes stuff will slip away from my mind and I want to ask them, but that's okay. I'll ask them later and bring it up later on in the show, you know? So I had nothing but great guests on the show. There's a few that ghost me because they got a little upset with wanting to be a co-host on my show, in which I told them it was going to be like a co-host here and there, not permanent. Um, and it got a little bit of thorn on their side because I think they wanted to be a set stone co-host on my show. It's a solo show. I like to keep it as just one man show, podcaster. I will co-host with people though if they want to come on and talk to a special guest. That's fun too. We can do that. Um, that's not a big deal. Like if I were to invite Rye, for example, on the show, we were interviewing with the same guy together on Mountain Man Explorer Truth or on his show, I'd be down because it ain't going to be a thing that we do all the time. It'd just be like a special bonus episode. You know, two co-hosts listening to somebody's crazy experience or something to do with the government. You never know. It could be anything. It's just an example. But anyways, guys, I want to get into a little bit about the podcasters YouTuber world. There's a lot of them going about it the wrong way, and there's a lot of them going about it the right way about the guests. A lot of them try to make it about themselves, and I don't think it should be that way. Yeah, you gotta set a root system for yourself out there, looking like you are, not looking like, but being you and being likable. And I think that's what's important. And you're reaching out to the right guests, and you shouldn't be. You got to be careful with political views to look at the world. The world's getting crazy. People are so divided, so racial divided too, and all kinds of things. And I hate to say it, but that all started back during the. I have to say it started right a little bit after Bush, Obama era. Heck, it even might go further back, Clinton. But Obama, man, I thought it might have been a great decision for our country for somebody different. But they only voted because I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to create haters. Let's just say that the dividing happened during that term. I'm sorry. You may not like that. I'm sorry. I respect that, but that's my opinion. I'll respect your opinion. You respect mine. So, anyhow, it's like that. Podcasters, YouTubers, they're so divided. They're so divided. There's Hollywood side of it. There's the legitimate side of it. That's why I brought the political view up because there's this example, like it's similar. There's some kind of drama world going on in podcast YouTube world. I mean, I've been in a lot of group pages and I see drama happening all the time. You gotta understand people. Everybody's gonna have their opinions. They stink. You know, some of them are good. Some of them are just being straightforward. You're gonna read people the wrong way sometimes. You're gonna think that person's being an a-hole, but really they're not. They're just saying their opinion and what their thoughts on it. You can respect it or leave it at that. But if you're being very ignorant, like you're being unkind and you're being bashing on somebody you don't even really know, and you're hating on them, that's called jealousy. That's called jealousy. You're jealous because those people are getting attention that you're hoping to get. So you got to stop and think about it. You're putting yourself in the wrong direction. I've seen a lot of good people that are doing YouTube channels and podcasts change direction and realize they were going down the wrong road, and they became more kind. Because I think kindness goes a long ways. So try to be kind. You might not agree with that person, YouTuber or podcasters that you watch or anything. What are you doing there? If you don't like their show, you don't like what they're doing, don't go there. Sounds like you're in there for drama. Don't be doing that. And I get it. There's a lot of people that has their opinions, and it drives you nuts when you don't like what they're saying or doing. But it's not your right to go be rude. Don't go in there being rude. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of podcasts with YouTubers I think are full of it and full of themselves. But I'm not gonna go there and bash on them and expose them because you can tell a lot of them are just about trying to be famous, and that's not what I'm about. If I got known in the Bigfoot world as Mountain Man Explorer True Blake, and doing my show, awesome. But if I don't, I'll continue doing what I love. You know what I mean? This is what it's about. I love doing it. I'll do it on my off time. I might be just a small time podcaster forever. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Um, I do hope my subscribers grow on here, though. I have a great following list, but it dropped a lot. I'm down in the hundreds now. So help me build this show back up, guys. I really appreciate it if you would. I'm gonna fix my logos up on here. I'm hoping it'll change a little bit. And people are against the AI thumbnails and all that. I get that you don't like AI. I don't like AI so much either, but it makes really cool looking, thumbnails and logos. So I ain't gonna bash on that. I only use it for certain things. So if it looks cool, it looks cool, and I'm gonna use it. I think it helps the show too. So on that note, can you talk? On that note, still waking up, guys. A little bit of late rise. On that note, let's be kind. Watch out what platforms you're listening to, because you'll see a lot of them go on other podcast shows just to get numbers, just to get numbers. Which sometimes that's what it takes. So if you get on another big show just to help your show grow in numbers, but also being legitimate. It shouldn't just be about the numbers. Go on there and talk about your experience, what you have had experience through your life. And people might have similar experience and they want to come on your show. That's why I think it's important that podcasters and YouTubers go on other shows so they can find other people that had similar experiences as them and maybe come on their show and talk about it. So I think that's important. But then you got these ones who think going on, big time podcast show, it's going to help them grow like double digits. Yeah, it's possible. I've seen it happen. I have seen it happen. For example, Sasquatch Chronicles, he got good on his own. He didn't need no help. It was just he has. I have to say, he's probably the number one Bigfoot show out there. I listened to them a long time, and I like Wes's show. I like to get him on my show someday. I'm just a huge fan of his stuff. I like the way he does his show, and I've been told mine's kind of a similar format, but a little different on my own. It's my own style. I'm not trying to copy him or anything like that, but I really like his setup and how he does his show because he lets the guests speak. And he'll ask questions here and there, It's kind of what I do. So I've been compared to his show. It's probably because I'm a big fan of his show and I like the way it is and the vibe. And that's the kind of vibe I like, and that's the way I'm doing my show. I'm doing my own style. So love to reach out to get him on the show. But for example, the reason I bring up Sasquatch Chronicle, the number one Bigfoot show in the world, I think. It's a very cool show. You see a lot of people come forward and talk about their experience and like-minded. Um, I was going through a bad time, and I was trying to find podcasts to listen to. I was music, but then podcast shows gave me an idea to listen to some podcast shows. So I started looking through what do I want to listen to. I go, you know what? I'm into Bigfoot stuff. I'm gonna look for Bigfoot stuff, and then I came across Sasquatch Chronicles several years ago, probably about 6-7 years ago. Um, and I started listening to it from the beginning and work my way up. And I seen how his show went from the beginning to grow, and he's done really well. It's a likable show. I need to catch back up because since you start doing your own show, you kind of get behind listening to other podcasters. But anyways, there's other shows or other podcasts or YouTubers that came on his show I never heard of before, and you start to check them out. There's a few that I checked out that came on his show, and I didn't really dig it too much. I feel like they were just there for numbers or something, and when you went to their show, there was just not really their own format. They kind of just was trying to copy exactly the way maybe his show is. So you got to make sure you do a little bit of your own style. Is what I'm trying to say. No offense to anybody out there. I just saying you got to do with your own style. Be you. Be you. Don't go in there going like, you don't have to go in there and go, "Hi, how you doing today? I hope you're doing great." Talking like a professional or something. Just be you. I think that's what's important. You know. And I think that's why people like my show because, they come forward and, I hope more people will listen. And of course, you got to have a little professionalness with the voice, like make sure you sound clean and clear, but you don't have to be fake. But, anyways, going from there, I'm using his show for example because I never heard of the confessionals, right? I never heard of confessionals, Tony Merkel. When I started first listening to Tony Merkel's show, at first I was like, I don't know, that's not a Bigfoot show. It doesn't feel like a Bigfoot show, and it's not. It's because it was his own show, and I wasn't sure what to think of it because was just beginning to listen to podcast shows, right? So I started listening, and I go, you know what? Gave a few episodes of his to listen to. I tried it out. And I'm like, I'm not digging it. So I wasn't digging it at first. Then I gave it time. Time went by, and then I was already almost catching up on. Oh, I did. I caught up on Sasquatch Chronicles. I go, man, I gotta find another podcast until the next new episode comes out, right? So that's how I started up listening to other podcast shows. Like, there's a lot I started listening to. I'm not gonna name them all off, but anyhow, I started listening to Tony Merkel's show, and I got to catch up with him because he was up there in the numbers too. And the more I listened to him, like after I started getting into more and more of his episodes, he started catching my attention, and all these interesting, spiritual experience and the Dogman stuff. The Dogman stuff started sparking up more because of Tony Merkel's show. I started listening to that, and I found the Dogman very interesting. Excuse me. He's actually had Matt on his show when Matt was on my show first, which is cool. So I thought that was awesome because I'm like, man, I'm one of the first podcast shows that Matt was on, and then I heard him on Tony Merkel, so that was cool. Cool experience for me, to feel in the podcast world. But anyhow, the more I listened to his show, I started thinking, man, this guy's kind of cocky. He's kind of cocky. I don't know, man. I don't know. So I kind of started not listening to him again because I didn't like that cockiness. But it's him being himself, and he's knows he's doing good, and he likes his format. He's keeping it real. Uh, Maybe he's doing a little twist of his own professional style because I know he's all about sound quality, and I am too. I've got to work on that a little more too because I had some issues with it once in a while, but I got to make more money to get better equipment is what it is. But what I have works good enough. Anyhow, he is all about good sound quality, and I'm sure video as well. And the more I listened to him, I was like, I get it. This is his livelihood, and he wants to preach it, and he wants to share and help people believe in the Lord too. Find a better way. And I guess you know what? I'm gonna have to give him a shout out, Tony Merkel. Because of you, I started bringing Jesus back in my heart. I just want to give that message to you. You've probably never seen this video. You'll probably never even hear Mountain Man Explore Truth. Maybe down the road you will. I don't know. But to Tony Merkel, thank you. You put me on the right path, and also my wife did. She bought me a cross and helped me have faith again. And it's right around the same time. Started listening to Tony and then hearing him, preaching Jesus Christ. And I'll tell you what, he put me on the right path and made me get better. I don't drink anymore. Occasionally, maybe I'll have a drink, but it's been a long time. If I'm going to have a drink, I got to make sure I have self-control. Sometimes it's not a good idea when you had, you abused it. And a little bit of that, guys, I'll come a little forward about that. I know it's about you, podcast or YouTube, but I'm going to give you a little bit about me. I had a drinking problem. I was like a weekend alkie. I was drinking to numb pain. I was drinking to try to be happier. And when I drank, I drank. Like I would drink the whole 6-pack. I would drink that whole bottle of wine like that, you know. So I've been that way since I was 19. I got into drinking when I was underage, of course, but I started drinking like crazy. I was more of a weekend alkie, but I abused it, and now I'm doing a whole lot better. I didn't have to go to an AA or somebody for help. My wife helped me. Podcasters helped me. So that's why I bring that up, because of my beautiful wife and people like Tony Merkel that I listen to on podcast shows help me bring Jesus back in my heart. I ain't perfect. I'll never be perfect. But I know who I follow. I follow the Lord Jesus Christ, our Savior. So that's what's important to me. So yeah, I never heard of his show until I listened to Sasquatch Chronicles. So shout out to Wes. I probably never see this video, but you never know. If you see this, be sure to share it to him. I'd love them to check it out. And to Tony Merkel, if he got connection with him, share it with him, because it's just giving him a compliment. But he's a busy guy. So is Wes. So I just wanted to say, because of you two guys in my past lives, what kind of started me to become a podcaster, because they brought up do what you love and what you believe. And I've always wanted to do something like this. First was YouTube, but then I started just working on audio only because I wasn't comfortable showing myself, or I was kind of shy. But I've gotten comfortable and better about it, and I'll tell you what, it's awesome. And I'm glad to be back. So I like to thank those guys, and the reason I'm back too is because of my wife. She motivated me to get back on the show because she knows I love doing it and enjoyed it. So she's trying to help me get back on the wheel. So I did. So I thank her for that, and especially shout out to Rye. Rye gave me good compliments on my show, and he enjoyed it. So we'll see where it goes, and don't go anywhere. I'm okay with that because I love doing it. I love meeting new people, bringing like-minded people on the show, so it's awesome. But the point is to the podcast YouTubers out there, if you're just you're looking at people, seeing where they're going with, and you're trying to copy their format, don't do that. Just come up with your own style. And please be kind, because I see a lot of drama in the podcast YouTube world. And if you're involved with drama, you can just step away from me and not even bother, because I'm not going to be part of it. Because I've seen some podcasters just feed on drama because they had a guest on the show and they become enemies. That's not how it should be. Like I said, I had one guest that kind of flipped on me, and I thought his experience was legitimate. And if he's listening to this, I hope you're doing well. And he'd like to go by a couple names, but I'll go by Dwayne. We'll go Dwayne. I think that's his original name. I hope you're doing well, friend. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings to be a host. Your experience was awesome, and I'd bring you back on too. So, you got a little bit sore because I didn't want to do, a full-on two-host show. I just wanted to be me. I try to help him get on his own because I think he can do it because he's got a lot of experiences, and I think he'd be a great podcaster as well. But I wouldn't know because I think I don't know. I haven't seen him on. He might have been done with this stuff. But anyways, guys, I just want to come on and just tell people who are doing YouTube and podcast shows, just be you. Just be you. Don't be fake. Just be you, and set examples yourself so people know who you are. It's okay to share what you experience in life and up and downs. I think that's what's important. So I just wanted to make a quick live video on that, guys, and basically motivate other podcast YouTubers to do the same. Just be you. That's what's important. Don't be trying to be like anybody else. Just be you. That's what's important. So make that clear. So if you want to come on the show, you want to have a good time with Mountain Man Explore the Truth, just reach out to me. Love to have you on. Let's share your experience, and please subscribe. And I really enjoyed chatting with you guys and, my friends and YouTube. I consider you guys all friends. They're becoming my subscribers. Be sure to say hello, and I'll be sure to say hello to you. That's the only way I get to know all you guys. I mean, I see it's a hard time to keep up with a lot of people, but I'll be sure to say hello to you if I see it in that chat room. So you guys take care. If you'd like to come on a show, reach me at mountainmanett@gmail.com, or you can even email me at blake.botel4@gmail.com, the number 4. So go blake.botel4@gmail.com. You can email there too. I'll give you 2 emails. You can find me on Facebook too. Look for Blake Botel, and you can message me there. And if you can't get through me on the messages, just comment on one of my posts, and I will reach you and send you the calendar, and you can set a day. You'll see those on my pages too. You can set a day that you want to come on the show. So let's be kind, guys. We're all trying to figure out what's going on in this world. Let's not think we know this and know that. And that's one thing that drives me nuts with podcasters and YouTubers and researchers and all these people. They are one mind track, thinking their way is right way. No, I'm sorry. You don't know. I don't know. We don't know what's going on with this. We can keep guessing. We can have a theory. Like, I believe Bigfoot, Sasquatch is connected to the Nephilims. That's my theory. You might not believe that, but that's okay. But that's my theory. Anyhow, that's what my point is. Let's be kind, because I love to hear your theory too. Maybe you think they're aliens. I don't know. So that's what we need to go back to, is being kind to each other and respect each other and say, hey, I think it might be this, and be respectful to other people's opinion where they say, I think it might be that, instead of hating on them and bashing on them. Let's not do that, guys. We're all in it together. If you want to be recognized for your stuff and your material and your research, be respectful. I know it's hard to with certain people out there in the world, because they drive you nuts when they think one thing and you want to put them in their place. Don't be like them. Be kind. All right, guys? Be kind. Let's explore the truth together, guys. Until next time. Oh, I said that all wrong, didn't I? Let me correct that, guys. Let me fix that. Clear my throat. Until next time, guys, let's explore the truth together. Take care, my friends. And remember, you can reach me on Facebook. You can email me at malmanutt@gmail.com.